Okay, Jason, we're going to get to another topic now. Now, you know, smoking is an addiction, but it's a different kind of addiction.
That's right.
It's a sociable, acceptable addiction because it's nicotine. It's sold over the counters and so on. The same with alcohol too, you know. But as you know, that alcohol can really get out of hand. You know, it can really destroy your life. Now, you mentioned that you started with crystal meth. You told me you took your first cigarette when you were 21. When did you start with crystal meth? How did that start? How did that come into your life?
It was a social event.
Yes.
And it wasn't peer pressure or anything like that. It was the fact that my guard was down.
Yeah.
I had a little bit much to drink, and I'm a responsible drinker, as in I don't drink and drive. If I feel I've had too much, I will actually sit down, have a sleep, or have a cup of coffee and if I sit behind the wheel and I feel now I've had too much, then I won't drive. I will rather sleep in the car before I drive. Now that night I had too much to drink, and my cousin Wahiba offered me some and said, "No, this will clear you right up."
Yeah.
When I took that first drag of it, my eyes opened wide, and I thought, but I went from being so drunk to being so alert.
Yeah. What is it?
The problem with that was because that made me sober, I could drink a lot more as well.
Yeah.
That was the problem as well. So not only did it help, I thought at the time that it would help me to stay sober. My drinking actually intensified because of it. But later on, I lost focus in the sense of I didn't focus on drinking anymore. I focused on the smoking.
And where did this happen?
That was when she was still living in Wynberg.
Yeah, and
Haley went to go visit her the one evening.
At Wynberg, in Wynberg.
Yeah.
Are you aware that Wahiba is still on tick?
I'm not surprised to hear that because...
And do you know that she's not doing too well?
I thought... Actually, you know what? I actually prayed for her the other day and I thought, you know what? We were working through what we call resentments, and I realized that I actually resented her for introducing me to that. But on the other hand, I also prayed for her and I let it go and I worked.
And when was that? What date was it?
It was probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
But when did it start? When did you and Hailey go? How many years ago was that?
That was when I think I just turned 30.
Yeah, so it's about 10 years ago?
Yeah, it's about
more than 10 years ago. Yes.
Now, initially it was on and off. It was maybe once a month. But it became more and more.
Yeah.
And because of it, I lost a lot of jobs as well. And a lot of the stuff that I had to work through, losing jobs, losing friends, my health declining, I actually had to learn to deal firstly with the emotion, and then I had to forgive myself for it before I could actually move on. As I'm sitting here, my teeth are all gone. Because of it, it affected my self-esteem. Just speaking to people, let alone
because of your
God-given talent to sing. So God is slowly busy restoring me in that sense. But I also need to realize I can't do everything at once. I must take one step at a time. I must take it one day at a time. And that's also where our recovery comes in, where we don't overwhelm ourselves by thinking of the future too much. Our motto here is just for today. So it's not about tomorrow or yesterday. Just for today, I'm not going to use. Just for today, I'm not going to use. You know that saying, tomorrow never comes? But it's the positive version of that. Just for today.
Yeah. Now, Anthony Hall told me when he took you in, he said that you got to stay for 6 months, he recommends. Can you tell me, now that you are here, is there a reason why it should be 6 months? Can you...
Oh, most definitely.
Okay, explain.
Think of it this way. You didn't become addicted overnight.
Yeah.
Take me.
10 years.
I am not an extreme example. 10 years is not a long time to be using drugs. I'm comparing to all the stories that I've heard here. For many of them, it's been a lifestyle since they can remember, since they've been in high school.
Yeah, sure.
So you didn't learn to become addicted or become addicted overnight. So to expect you to unlearn all of that within 6 months, coming in here as a broken person, even that for a lot of people is not a reality. I'll give you one example. We had a guy here, Tony. He's a millionaire, but he's a broken person. because he had unlimited resources and doing his drugs. He lost his marriage. He was sleeping around. Now, the only reason I can speak of him so freely is because he speaks of it so freely. Now, I myself, I haven't done a lot of what he's done, but he tells me, you know what, I know I'm not a good example, so learn from my mistakes. What I did, you don't do that, because look how I turned out.
Yes.
Now, the reason I'm mentioning that is just one person's life here who has a lot of resources. Now, what about all the other guys here that don't have resources, that are sponsored here, that have to go back to Lavender Hill, which is in the heart of drugland.
Lavender Hill.
A lot of them have actually decided, but you know what? It's not about 6 months or 6 years. It's the fact that I don't want to go back to that. How far am I willing to go to do that? Even if it means I must move in on a permanent basis on this farm, I will do that. Now, we have 3 different levels here. We've got the recovering addicts, which is all of us here. Then we got what we call the sober living. Okay, which is the guys that are working out there, still living here. And then we got the management, which oversees all of this.
I've met many of them.
And the best part of all is, all of them have had to start from the bottom, just like I did, picking up dog poo, doing duties,
working your way
out your emotions, dealing with your past, getting a career, moving up. Every one of them had to start there, and obviously the one that we refer to as the longest sober years, Mr. Hall, 14 years.
Yes.
He started far below us. He didn't have a rail to go to.
Yeah.
He was on the streets. He was the type of guy that people would walk past and say, white trash, I won't even give you something.
He told me about his life story, I detail. That's always when he speaks to big groups. Remember when he spoke to Bontevel in that church?
Yeah. I listened to this.
And when he spoke there on Human Rights Day, then a lot of the advice was there for young people and what happened to him and how God took him out and, how he eventually became saved and so on.